This is episode 7, season 1 of the Positive Vibe Enthusiast, and it's your girl, Tashiana, aka Tashi. And I would like to kick off our very special panel, the original panel. We're all here tonight. This is so exciting. Straight out of North Carolina, we have Allison on the line. How are you, Allison?
I am well, no complaints at all. Life is good.
That is
Life
good to
is good.
hear. All right, and we have fresh out of Valparaiso, Damo on the line, and someone told me she's in the car. How are you, Damo?
Hey, y'all. I am driving, but I am feeling great. I am great. I feel great being here today on this podcast, or tonight on this podcast.
All right. And we also have Tony coming in from Chicago. And how are you, Tony?
Doing wonderful. Wonderful here. It's cold. But hey, we get that extra hour of sleep, so it was pretty good.
That's good. Good to hear. And we also, coming out of H-Town, we have Shavon on the line. And we know you were nursing a hangover. Was the turn up a little too real last night?
I mean, it's good. I have a fun story too last night, but I'm good. I'm hydrated. I actually was taking a nap until about 20 minutes ago. I set an alarm so that I could get up and be on here and, hydrate myself a little bit more so I didn't sound like I just woke up from a nap. But yeah, life is good.
Well, y'all, it's the first of the month, and I am happy we made it, y'all. We still surviving the pandemic. Things are great. And I guess tonight I'll share a personal story. I will kick it off with a relationship question. I am as single as a Lay's potato chip. However, how do you guys feel about exes that hold on to, well, in this situation, you're married. We're not going to say boyfriend, girlfriend. You're actually married. And would it upset you if your husband or wife kept their previous girlfriend's gifts? Like, for instance, let's say your husband received a present, a watch or something, and he decided to keep it, like he didn't get rid of it, and you guys are married, but it didn't come from you. Would that bother you?
I gotta say no.
I don't think I'm sorry.
Well,
go ahead.
I mean, I guess it's the terms of the relationship and how they broke up is a consideration for me. But I know, for me personally, when I've had exes, things were like jewelry or shoes, stuff like that. When you break up, I would give those things away to other people because I didn't care for them. However, I do happen to still own a couple weapons that were purchased for me by exes. I just don't see that as being smart to give those things away. But if it's a watch or something like that to a person, because I mean, what kind was it, like a really nice Movado, or are we talking about like a Timex that just like they wanted a carnival together or something like that? That hey, this was a fun moment in time for us that I decided to keep. Or is it just like a high ticket item that they're like, it would be stupid to give this away? So, I mean, I'd really want to know more about the context of the relationship that this gift came from and the breakup. And, if it is more than just hey, I look hot in this thing, I'm keeping it. Or if it really is just it was a sentimental gift that they're really holding on to it for that reason.
Okay.
My answer's pretty short. I can care less if he keeps anything that his exes gave to him. My issue would be, is he still talking to this woman? Do they still have contact? That would be my more of a concern for me than anything else. I can care less.
Okay.
Stuff like that don't bother me.
I would say no, it wouldn't bother me, only because this has actually happened to me, my husband, currently. So, in a relationship, before we were married, I was living with him, and I noticed that he had a watch. It was like a fossil watch, whatever, right? And it was engraved. It said, blah, 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 his name, right? So, I'm like, this is a nice watch. So I asked him about it. I'm like, oh, where'd you get this watch from or whatever, right? And it was like dusty, like it was like it was dusty. Like, so that means that he's not wearing it. He hasn't worn this watch in such a long time. So I asked him about it. He was like, yes, that was from my ex-girlfriend, right? So at the time I wasn't mad or upset or anything, but he threw the watch in the garbage. He threw it away.
Exactly.
So he threw it away. So he threw it away, but I wasn't upset. I wasn't mad. He tossed it because it meant nothing to him. It was nothing, It literally had dust on it. So it was nothing to him. It meant nothing to him. So right there, that just proves to me like, oh, why get mad over, a watch to him?
Tony,
Yeah,
do
you're
you
right
care
about
to
that.
chime in?
I would definitely say, hey, it depends on the amount of the item. Okay, if I can regift it, I regift it. If not, if I can't regift it, then if it's a Bentley, I'm definitely keeping it in. You will always be a part of me. Okay, but if it's some rinky dink toy or something like that, we might regift. Okay, so watch out this Christmas or this holiday season. You might get something regifted. Okay.
Okay.
I love your answer. I have to admit. Okay, sorry.
All right.
That shit was funny.
And then another question my mom wanted me to ask, because again she thought I was ridiculous in my answer. How do you feel about for the people who cook? Now this is like if you actually like legit cook. Does it bother you if your spouse eats other people's food? Like, I guess a good example would be like if your husband is at work or boyfriend's at work and somebody's at work, not the same sex, but opposite sex, or whatever, like that they could possibly hook it up with. Is always giving them food and not making enough for like you and that person.
Okay, wait.
So like,
Wait a minute.
Wait.
Wait a minute. I just want clarity of the question before anybody answers. So when you say this person is cooking, are they cooking for everybody? Or are they just cooking for your spouse?
just for your significant
Well,
other.
then therein lies the problem.
I'm going to fuck off, but go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Jessica. You were getting in on the question, and I was.
No. I was just saying no. I will go off. I wish a motherfucker. I will clown over that. I really would. No, now that is unacceptable behavior, because for me that makes me feel like, okay, so what is the point? Like what are you trying to prove? See, now that right there, that'll cause us to break up, especially if you don't tell the hoe to stop. Well, go ahead.
I definitely have commentary on this. I definitely have commentary on this, but this is one of those. When you said if your spouse is eating another person's cooking, nobody cares if it was just that, like, oh yeah, well, it was a work potluck and they brought everybody's food. That's not even an issue here. But
yeah, that's not what we're talking about.
That's not what we're talking about.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like when the way that it was phrased initially was like, that's not a problem. What's happening here? The problem is not the food. The problem is the meaning behind the food. This is obviously a play on, hey, these are wifey moves or trying to be hubby moves, whatever it is, whoever the person is. You aren't making an exclusive meal for somebody without the angle of, hey, this is an act of love. And we all know that food is a very personal thing when you're cooking for people. Like, I only invite people over in my home to cook for them that I care about. I'm only having friends and family or people that I really like over in my home. So if I'm making something for you especially, that's a sign that I care about you. This is an extension of love. This is me showing you I love you in this way. So if you are purposely making plates for people, purposely making food for a single serving just for you exclusively, then yeah, this is a long gone message. And whoever your partner is that's accepting that food, if they're coming home with it, I'd make them throw that shit in the trash. And then, hey, whoever made this food, you need to get them on the phone right now and shut that shit down.
But what if they ordered it from Popeyes and they happen to work at Popeyes?
No. You're not about to two pieces to not pick up the other. We're not about to do.
That's funny.
Oh Lord. And she hit it right on the head. I don't think we have any rebuttals on that one, but go ahead. Oh.
I guess I'm a little different.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm a little. Can you hear me? Oh, okay. I guess I'm a little different. All right. So, does his colleague know me as his wife, his partner?
There's no way he's a colleague and she doesn't know you.
No, not at all. Okay.
No, I'm saying there's no way this could be a colleague and not know about you.
So she knows.
Yeah.
No. Have we met? No. Have we met?
Does it matter?
Yeah, exactly. None of that matters. But let's.
Does that even matter?
Yeah.
The fact that you know that this person's married or in a relationship—that's the bottom line.
But let's say, just give us both sides of your view. Like, just let us know, like, if they know about you, what would be your answer, and if they didn't know about you, what would be your answer?
So if they do know me, right? So this colleague knows me, right? So she's cooking meals for my husband, boyfriend, or whatever, every day, right? So obviously she knows that so is he bringing the food home to me?
Sometimes, if you feel like it.
Okay. So my question is, if because obviously he's bringing the food, because I know about the food, right? I know about the meals that she's preparing for him, because he's either bringing it home to me to eat with him, or he's telling me that she's doing this.
Mm-hmm.
How else would I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if she's bringing the food, let's say he's bringing the food home to me to eat, I'm okay with that, because I like the way she cooks. Her food is good, because I don't cook. So you're cooking for him, for me, and you're bringing it home to me to eat, and I know that I trust him.
Well,
Come on now, she preaching.
Is that it's not for you. It's a single service.
Yeah, here to say it again.
You don't benefit from this.
So how do I know? How do I know that how do I even know about this, though?
I just kind of.
How do I know that she's making?
Because he told you.
He told you.
Yeah.
He told you what's
And this is where my mom said that I was ridiculous, you guys. Like,
why is he comfortable enough telling me
exactly. You took the words out of my mouth. You took the words out of my mouth. And that's what my mom said I was ridiculous. I find it absolutely disrespectful. You better eat that shit at work or wherever you at, and I bet not know about it.
He's comfortable enough telling me that this woman at work, his colleague, is buying or making food for him every day for lunch or whatever.
I'm sorry,
but
no.
He's okay with telling me this. So that's disrespectful, first of all. Why am I even with him? Why is this okay?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not okay.
And that's the whole that was the whole point. And my mother was saying that's just absurd. Like, that's just like, I'm crazy. That could explain why I am single as a dollar bill. But I
gotta say, and here's the thing too, is that okay, the man who is in this relationship with this woman who is receiving this food from another woman is telling the woman that he's with about this food. I gotta say, that sounds like hey, I don't want to tell you to get lost, but I'm telling you to get lost.
Yes,
exactly. Other message that, like, I don't want to declare outright that I'm about to break up with you, or that I'm fucking this woman for that matter, but I'm fucking this woman. This is I feel like that's like a sly, low key. Yeah, I'm already doing something with this chick, but just letting you know, I'm gonna say I'm eating her food. Meanwhile, my face has been up her ass already. Like, there's something bigger going on than
I'm not getting
already.
Food.
And if it isn't already happening, it's gonna be happening.
I mean, I do have a question, though. Would it matter? I do have a question. If this woman at work, does it matter how she looks? I'm just saying. Now, does that matter? It could be somebody that is unattractive, even to him, or even to you. She's unattractive, but she cooks for him.
I don't care.
May have some type of...
Nope, I don't care.
It doesn't matter. Because he's still entertaining her. He's still entertaining her.
Right, but...
Yep.
Her kitty cat still works.
Exactly. And I'm sorry. I know men cheat down.
This is also true. Also facts.
So no, I don't care. I don't care if she
Yeah,
nice.
I agree, and I don't the idea that women a lot of times will say that like, oh well, she didn't even look like this, or she didn't even look like that. It's like,
Yep.
what difference does that really
Do
make?
they
Like
ever?
the impact is still hurtful. I mean, would you not still question your abilities or whatever, no matter what? If she looked like, you know, the hottest Playboy bunny, or if she looked like she smoked crack on a corner, you're still going to be impacted by it in the worst way. You're still going to have moments of like feeling like, damn, this is what happened. Or, you know, if she looks better than you, it's like, okay, well, did everything that I did and had for you mean nothing? If she looks worse than you, it's like, damn, you know, I put in all this work and this is where you went. You're always going to have questions about it. So it doesn't matter what she looks like.
I agree.
Yeah.
I do too.
Well, those are my little debates that I had this weekend, and I'm just like, she's like, well, you're just ridiculous. Those are two things that bother me. A, I don't want you eating nobody else's food, and B, I never gave my opinion about the matter. I just kind of feel like now the weapons I can agree with, because I actually, you know, I have weapons, or one weapon that the next, you know, bought me, and I still keep it because that would be dumb to give away, especially in these times.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not. If I'm married, I'm not keeping no old jewelry. Like, I'm just not. I'm going to pawn it and enjoy the money or give it away. Like, I'm not keeping it.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
she gave the example because like everyone knows, like I'm all about a Rolex. Like that's my one. You know what they call it, subtle stunts. But even if someone bought me a Rolex, like I'll just get rid of it and give me another one. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not keeping that. I'm not doing it.
I get that because I did the same thing with my ex-husband. My wedding ring, I pawned it. I didn't keep it. I mean, I didn't have a reason to keep it. But even with the guy I'm with now, he threw away all his extra stuff. I didn't ask him to do it. He did it on his own. But
Yeah, it's
it
respect.
didn't bother. It didn't bother me because when I moved in with him, it was some things that I guess was left behind from the other woman or whatever, and I didn't think nothing of it, and some things that she bought him, but he was just like, they don't mean shit to me. He threw them away. I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
Who want to keep looking
It
at that
didn't
stuff?
bother me, but I mean, thinking now that you asked the question, it is most appreciated, I guess, now that it's come up in the conversation. But before, it was like, but I'm still not bothered. But
Yeah, that's
wow. But the food, yeah, that's another orange jumpsuit situation. Remember, guys,
We're about to get a
stop.
GoFundMe to have like extra bail money on side, like just in case.
free Allison. We told him not to eat that plate. But what y'all?
I have another question. I have a question about the food. Would you be more upset at him or her?
Him.
Both.
He know better.
Both. Me
You know
personally,
me.
both.
Don't eat that.
Yeah, but I think it's both only because in the conversation we just had, the woman knows that I exist. So, number one, you're disrespecting me, and he's disrespecting me. So I feel like, what the fuck? Really? This is what we come
I'm not in a relationship with her. Like, she's a non-factor to me. My husband should know
that
better.
right there.
Right.
Yeah. She's a non-factor
absolutely.
to me. He should know better.
I think a lot of times as women, or what I see with other women, I've always been on the page of, unless you personally know the woman that he's getting into a relationship with or has these ongoings with, like this is your sister, your friend, your cousin, your mother, whoever, you don't have beef with that woman. You have beef with the man.
I don't have beef with her, but I just think that.
I was going to say, but I think that a lot of times what happens is it's easier to attack the woman because you still want to keep the man. Like, let me kick her ass. Let me get in her face because you still want the man. It's like, they both got to go.
I'm attacking everybody. I don't discriminate.
You attacking
everybody
everybody.
can catch this fade. I understand
that. Everybody gonna catch these hands and knives and machetes or whatever it is that's in my car at the time.
Jeez.
Give it to him. I appreciate that you equal opportunity to understand the ass whoopings, though. I like that.
That's how I do. I'm eating all day.
I like it. Everybody can catch this fade.
Because my thing is, everybody knows. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I get that the woman is a non-factor. You're absolutely correct. But it is the man's fault because he should have addressed it. But at the same time, I'm just feeling like, so you knew and he knew? Oh,
He ain't
okay.
even got to be nasty about it either, though. Like, you can play it off, eat the first plate, just don't say nothing. Then my girl, she be tripping. Like, so don't be making no more peach cobbler, man. You know, she'll be.
That or throw it away on the way home before, like, that way nobody's feelings is hurt.
Yeah.
Stop at the gas station, throw it in the trash. She ain't gotta know you didn't eat it. I ain't gotta know she
There you
gave
go.
it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Guess what? Everybody wins.
If he truly cares about you or loves you, right? He's your husband, right? He won't bring that shit home in the first place. He wouldn't even fucking.
Exactly. I agree.
Tell you that this bride and made him some food. You know, like that shit would be in the trash.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he wants you to know.
He
This
would
man
tell
had
her,
to want her to know.
Say it again.
I said the man must want her to know. Like, I'm telling, like, that's a low key slip of, hey, I might, even if he's not yet, I'm going to fuck this woman, or I either already have, I am, or I'm going to. Just so you're aware.
Oh, he's on the way.
And it's coming in the form of spaghetti today, but tomorrow it's my dick in her vagina. Like, that's what's happening.
What do you think, Tony? Because Tony been quiet.
Tony?
Well, y'all have some situations over there. That's all I got to say. I thought I had it rough. But
Dag.
you know, it goes back to that level of respect for yourself first, and then it goes back to the level of respect of that person and trusting that person. If you got to be their babysitter and do all that, it's not worth it. I don't care how sexy or cute that person is, but after so long, you know, you're not their mama or their daddy, so you don't need to be doing that. But you got to have your own type of respect. Why am I allowing this person to treat me this way? Because now, if that's what you want, hey, be my guest. If you like it, I love it. But for me, I ain't putting up with that. You bring that up in here, we're going to have a problem. I don't care if it is good, okay? Because I'm like Shavon over there. I'm like, yeah, you get a little too comfortable over there with that little plate, and then that plate turns into something else. We're going to squash this right now. You throw that in the trash, and don't you go back over there eating at that buffet, okay? Because right now, during COVID times, you should not be going to no buffets.
Agreed.
Stay away from that buffet.
So it's unanimous.
Stay away from that buffet.
Yeah.
But yeah. But no, I hear both sides though. But I really like the fact that you brought up, you gotta have that respect though for yourself. And
yeah. So I'm tolerating that crap.
Yeah.
I'm getting mad just thinking about it.
You know what? You sound like you were mad when you first got on. I'm like, something's off.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about it. Like, it just that's the one thing that just burns me up. Like, nah, man, I don't like that. I don't know. Maybe in a past life I was a cook or something. Who knows? Who knows?
Well, you know you like to
weekend?
get down on the skillet. I had some of your food.
Yeah, I do like to cook.
Just when you was doing those chillings, I was like, oh Lord, I'm good.
Oh yeah,
wait, you were making the chitlins, Tashi?
Yeah, she had that.
I'm like the last of the Mohicans that still know how to cook.
Yeah, she
chitlins.
opened that bag up, and I was like, oh Lord, I gotta go.
Yes, but I haven't eaten chitlins honestly in like probably 3 years. That might have been like the last time I ate them was when you came over at Thanksgiving.
Auntie Cheryl.
Yeah, I haven't.
You gotta have her on the show. You gotta have her on the show. Yeah.
She ain't fucking with me no more. That's a wrap.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, we got into it right before I came to Houston. Back to Houston.
I'm so sorry.
Are we gonna share this story right now, or is this gonna be another episode later?
I can. I mean, I'll keep it light.
Okay.
So this is what happened. So she comes over. Her best friend lost a child suddenly. So this happened in August, and she comes into town from Atlanta, and she's there to be with her best friend. Her best friend lost a child, and she comes by my mom's house, and while she's over, she brings. Now it's still quarantine, y'all. So we set it up real nice so she can eat outside, on a patio and stuff. Because she just came back from a flight. We all nervous, how at the beginning of this COVID stuff, right? So actually, I wasn't at the beginning. I was just a month ago. But anyway. She's outside and we're talking, and I had those dreadlocks in my hair. And she asked how my hair was underneath the dreadlocks. And I said, oh, these are very light. I really like them. I like them or whatever. Because she had goddess locks in her head at the time. And she's like, yeah, I like light things because, we have to protect our edges, and hers are really thin. I'm like, oh, but mine's, I'm like, it'll grow back. And she goes, no, they won't. It's been like this for years. So I go, yeah, you're probably right. So yeah,
wow. Okay.
my mom goes.
I think a plate would have got thrown at that.
So my mom goes, you should watch how you say things. Your delivery's off. And I'm like, well, I literally just repeated back what she said. I told her that her edges would grow back. She said they're not. I'm not going to argue with people. You believe your hair is not going to grow back, so it's not. It is what it is. So I'm like, but you're right. I'm working on myself. I'm working on my delivery with things. So then my aunt goes chiming in. She goes, yeah, because I've gotten off the phone with you a few times and I felt some type of way. And so I kind of lost my cool. And I'm like, I use my words to uplift. This is what I said verbatim. I said, I use my words to uplift people. If I really said what I wanted to say, I would destroy you. So she goes, she kept picking. I can't remember something to set me off. So I basically said, I gave an example of how ridiculous it is. So if someone says something that, I'm not going to repeat what I said because whatever, this is live, it's going to be aired forever. But if someone says something that you don't agree with, it's better just to be quiet about it, especially if you know that person is sensitive, right? And if a person is saying that they're working on themselves and then you decide to chime in and give another example of how this person is fucked up. And to be honest with you, like I told Mom, the point is this. You and I, me and Mom Cheryl, we're both part of the fucked up personality, community. So neither one of us can say anything about each other, So I said something to her so she could feel exactly the way I feel. I said something back to her. She gets up, starts crying and storms out. And my mom co-signing. Oh, y'all, my mom co-signed with her and was like, oh my gosh, Tashi, I can't believe you said that. Oh my gosh. Right. So I was really mad. Like, she was really mad. And then I realized that's the first time in my life when I get in arguments, I typically end up in tears. Not because I'm sad, because I'm so mad. But this is the first time that I had no tears. Like, no, it was completely dry, bone dry. So I meant it.
Oh, you said what you said.
So
you meant it.
I reached out to her later on that day, and I said to her, I will never apologize, nor would I ask you for an apology. And I thanked her for reminding me that I need to be calm. Be more calm. Like I shouldn't have you shouldn't let nobody control you. Period. You know what I mean? Like, so I was upset with that. So I haven't talked to her since. She never replied back. She's been a real baby about it. Flash forward, it's October. She didn't even wish me happy birthday, none of that shit. So to me, like, you're petty. Because let me tell you something. If me and my niece, I got 2 nieces, if me and one of those nieces got into it and they were upset with me, first of all, I wouldn't left the house because I'm a damn adult, number 1. And number 2, we're going to talk about it. Like, what you so mad for? What's going on,
Yep.
But none of that happened. So for that reason, good riddance, kick rocks. You phony.
Well,
that's the way I feel about it.
I have one kind of, I would like to be, I have the funny side of me, but my heart goes up because I've met this individual and I hung out with this individual. Sometimes hurt people hurt other people, or they can't take what they dish out.
That's what it is. Can't take it.
Can't take it, but they can definitely write a check, and that check bounced back and it came back. So, talking to her head and not her heart, because meaning you gave her back exactly what she gave. And trust me, I do that all the time. And sometimes you see that little disappointed look on their face, like, bam, they just walk right into their door. You got to be like, all right, after so many times, you can only be the bigger person. But I don't know how many times that's happened in this instance.
No, it was only one time. I usually don't say nothing at all. But on that particular day, I couldn't take it. Yeah, I couldn't take it.
It was like the Chihuahua and the Pit Bull. Oh, Lord. You was walk. Oh, Lord.
But I did apologize to my mom though, because it was a Sunday too that this happened. And I told my mom, like, I apologized to her because it was definitely disrespectful. I'm in her home, and my mom just said no need to apologize. She's like, it had to happen, so you know, it is what it is. That's what
Well,
she
here's
said.
the thing I was gonna say too, is that Tasha, your aunt is what, anywhere from 20 years up older than you?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that with their generation, especially in Black communities, the I'm your elder is always kind of lauded over you, and
Oh yeah,
the point where I think we're part of this generation of, you know, we're having the talks about communication and mental health, and, you know, being able to express ourselves openly and have conversations about things, whereas even having a conversation about it is treated as a confrontation to them.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times they don't know how to handle it, because when you were younger, if your aunt said something to you, it was probably, oh yeah, well, my aunt said it and that's just that, and there's no talking back about it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas now you're an adult and
Mm-hmm.
you are able to stand up for yourself and able to say, hey, you know what, that wasn't okay, and yeah, I am saying this back to you. I don't even know that it would have even been classified as an argument, or like you did get back with her. It maybe just came that way because they've been accustomed to that whole, well, I'm your elder, so you respect your elders and you just don't say anything. It's not a matter of talking back, it's just you just don't say anything. So I think that's part of the contribution of where the issue is too, of now that, like, man, Tashi's just so disrespectful, and I can't believe it. I changed her diapers. I helped her walk when she was younger. I did this for her.
Mm-hmm.
And here it is, she's talking to me in such a disrespectful manner, when in reality you have been disrespecting her all along, and this is the first time she just stood up for herself.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Like, I'd be silent about a lot of stuff, but that particular day, like, but you know, I made a decision. To be honest with you, turning 34, a lot of things happen, and I just decided then, like, I'm not taking nobody's shit. I don't care who you are. I'm not taking nobody's shit. I'm not doing it. So
that's right.
That's just where I'm at, you know. And that's the only way you can stay positive. You can't stay positive and be taking people's shit, because then now you depressed, now you overweight, and now you got high blood pressure messing with these people. You know what I mean?
Every
So
single
I'm not doing
time.
it. But yeah, that's what happened. But anyway.
Well, I'm sorry to take you down that
respect your
memory
game,
lane.
man.
We're gonna be positive on that enthusiasm.
No, I mean, no, but hey, you know what? Like I said, I did that same day. I said, you know, I'm not going to apologize, nor do I expect one. So I'm over it. Like, you can call me right now if you need something. You know, I'm here. I don't hold grudges.
Yeah.
I don't. So and I
You
can't
better
stay
than
mad
me.
to save my life.
That's really big.
You better than me.
Now, you have to be able to apologize. That's one of the key things that I've taken as, you know, going into adulthood, is that, for one, I'm in a position now where if I'm wrong, or if I know I said something wrong, I need to be able to apologize for myself, but I also look for that from other adults around me. If you don't know how to apologize, or to say, you know what, I was wrong, or I said something that was out of the way to you, then you need to keep walking. Don't you dare make a U-turn to ask me for anything. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm holding a grudge against you, but what we're not going to do is not acknowledge what happened, or what you said, or what you did, and then you expect me to do favors for you.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm a little beyond that. Like, we don't even have, we don't have to bring it up ever again. Like, I'm over it. Like, like I won't. Like, I'm not petty like that. Now, you do some extra stuff. Like I'm over it. Like, we don't have to talk about it. What's done is done. Like I said, I mean, I don't want an apology because A, you don't mean it. You don't. And B, I said what I said and I meant it. I still feel that way. So,
come on, Nene.
Like,
Come on, Nene.
I said what I said. Like, yeah.
I said what I said.
Yeah. So let's move on. Like, I'm not mad about it. Like, let's agree to disagree and keep it moving. But like I said, if you're not big enough to do that, then that's on you. It ain't on me.
There's that.
Yeah. But anyway, how was y'all weekend? Like, what's fun? It was Halloween yesterday. I was looking at old pictures and getting sad. One little single tear rolling down. I want to go party so bad, y'all. I want to party.
Well, it was cold here, so there wasn't much.
Meanwhile, I was naked in the streets yesterday.
It was a nice day in Houston, though. What'd you do?
It was so nice out yesterday. Yeah, it was definitely a good the weather was right. We had a full moon. It was beautiful. I hope y'all did y'all positive manifestations and, you know, pray to your goddess or God, whomever it was during this time. But last night was just dead as a doorknob. Like, honestly, I really have been out of the Halloween spirit. Halloween is my favorite holiday. And this year, like, COVID just really kind of knocked the wind out from underneath my wings this year. So, like, normally I have, like, a costume all planned out and everything, and I'm super excited about it. It was really a last-minute thing that I even decided to go out, and it was because I was out with this guy who was like, yeah, well, let's do some Halloween. It's my favorite holiday, too. And I was like, okay. So I pulled out one of my throwback costumes and went out into the world, and we went on the main street, but we found a bar that was like relatively dead. Like, we were at Lily and Bloom was the name of the place. And there was maybe like 12 people in the whole spot. And I was like, okay, yeah, this is Halloween this year. I'm fine with it, whatever. And we just like stood at the bar drinking, and our bartender was really cool. And they had a candy dish with Halloween candy in there. And I reached in and she was like, go dig deeper. And I was like, it's going to be a hand in here or something freaky. And it was actually liquor bottles at the bottom of this thing. So she was like, yeah. And I was like, well, can I drink this in here? And she's like, yeah, that's why I told you to reach in deeper. And I'm like, aha. So everybody didn't know that there was liquor under here. Like, everybody else was just grabbing the candy on top and whatnot. But all the good stuff was at the bottom. So in between that, and then like one of my other friends had showed up, and we did a couple shots together. So yeah, it ended up being like a pretty good night, but then like end of the night rounds out, and I was like, okay, you know what? This is actually, you know, pretty dead. Let's go ahead and roll. But you know what? You know, when you start drinking and late night munchies kick in, and I'm like, you know what? Is Whataburger open? And he's like, it's 24 hours. Let's go. So we go to Whataburger, and this dude, and don't judge me or him too harshly. Don't judge me for being out with this dude too harshly, but he has a Camaro that he tricked out like he's in Fast and the Furious.
Oh, and you know I feel about Camaros.
I know. And you know I feel about Camaros too. That's why I was like, don't judge me. But he has a Camaro that he tricked out like he's in the Fast and Furious. And we're in line, and the line to Whataburger is like out of the parking lot. So we're the last car at this point. When we pull up, we're the last car in line. And right after we get in line, this truck pulls up alongside us like it's going to cut in front of us not be the last car in line. And we're like, the deuce, sir? I'm like, okay, well, he's going to wait, obviously, until we get into the line, and then he can, like, pull in behind us. Well, he decided not to. And when the car ahead of us inched up just a bit, we inched up, and he rammed into the side of this man's car.
What?
So, yes. So he hit the passenger side door where I was. He scraped the paint on his door, and when I was like, oh my God, like, yeah, perfect ending to a night. And I was like, we were having so much fun, and it was totally my idea to come to the Whataburger. And I'm just like, man, this sucks. Well, he gets out of the car to go, you know, talk to the guy. And I thought, I had it in my head, like, dude, you should grab your phone. And I'm looking at the car. Now, the guy's truck was, like, so high. It's, like, well above the window. So, in the angle he was at, I couldn't see the front plate of the car or his truck. So, I'm like, okay, well, let me grab my phone and see if I can, like, snap a picture of it or something. Well, I couldn't. And I hear them arguing, and I was like, oh, my God, this dude sounds really young and stupid. And he's like, the first words out of his mouth were, dude, bro, I was going to pay for your meal. It's like, why didn't you just wait? Like, this was not even an option. Like, he's saying all this other stuff to justify. And then he's like, it's your fault you got hit. Like, you knew that I was coming here. Why didn't you just let me go? And it's like, what? Like, all this nonsensical shit. And so as they're arguing, he's like, the guys with this, like, you know, give me your insurance. I don't want to argue about this. Just give me the insurance. So he's like, I'm not giving you anything. I'm like, oh, God. And the first thing I thought, because we're arguing at that point, is this guy's got a gun or something. So I was like, you know, please just calm down, because the last thing I want is this to turn into a shooting over freaking Whataburger. I'm not even hungry anymore. Anyway,
She said, I'm not.
the guy reverses and speeds off into the night. And so it's just a hit and run at a Whataburger, and the guy took off.
Jerk.
Yeah. So And then we called the police while we're in line. But unfortunately, at this point, there were several other cars that pulled up behind us, and somebody got video of the truck. So,
so he's getting the license plate.
The guy I was with got the license plate, but we didn't get the license plate out of the video because the glare from everybody's lights on the car when it sped off, you couldn't see it clearly. He had gotten the license plate. The guy was speeding off, but that was the end of our night, pretty much. Well, that and waiting for the police to show up so we could give a report and get the guy so that he could go ahead and do it. But that really just kind of killed it. And I was like, yeah, this is one of those Halloweens. I'm just gonna write this off as it didn't happen. Like this, it was just another day. Let's just go ahead and scrap this one and move on to 2021. Like I'm ready for all the holidays for the next year. Let's screw this. Get out of it.
Aw. Well, how about everybody else? That sucks. Especially hitting the Camaro. Jeez.
And we had gone out earlier in the day too, and he was telling me how he had called me from the car. He's like, "Sorry, I can't hear you. I'm riding with the top down," and I'm just like, "Oh gosh, okay, riding with the top down in your Camaro. All right, yeah."
Sounds like a cool dude to me. Well, are you gonna go out with this gentleman again?
I feel bad now. I have to, right? Like you can't, like, hey, come get me a Whataburger and your car gets crunked while you're doing something because I wanted it, and then I'm not gonna see you again. So yeah, I am planning to see him again whenever he got sorted out.
Are you seeing him again only because you?
No, actually, he's really chill. Like, no, we were having a good time. I know it sounds like, man, yeah, I feel bad.
Okay.
I'm like, that sounds like an obligation.
I know,
really felt
right?
Like, well, what's the point?
I was gonna say,
I mean, 2020 is fucked up year, so no obligations.
This is true because life is too short. That's
life is too damn short.
I'm not for at all on any level. Also, but yeah, he was actually really chill. We had a really fun time together. He's super laid back.
Okay, I may have missed it, but where did you meet this guy?
No, I did not say it, but he is another applicant from Match.
Okay.
Yes. I am still accepting applications from multiple sources.
Nothing wrong with that.
Recruiters out as well.
That's what we have
scouting
to do.
For me. So yeah, we're accepting and reviewing applications from multiple sources.
Hey, I might have to get with him because I mean, me being fly at the HEB is just I'm getting looks, but no one's saying anything. So I got to figure some ish out.
Yeah.
Oh,
getting fly at the grocery store. We were laughing because that I've disclosed that my ideal situation would have been meeting somebody naturally in person, like at a grocery store where I'm picking out avocados and a handsome gent comes along and says, "Hey, you look like you know what you're doing. Can you teach me, or can you help me pick out an avocado?" And
yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah, and that's not the detail, and we would
no, not happening.
It would become something where he'd say, "Oh, do you know how to make guac, or you have a good recipe for it? Oh, well, why don't you teach me and I'll make some margaritas?" And I'd be like, "Well, not for a first date." And he'd say, "Of course not. Let's do some dinner." And I'd say, "Okay, of course." And then that would be the story we'd laugh about every year on our anniversary to our children. And so here we are, not with that being the story. So yeah, Match and any other moves that we have to meet people is it.
Y'all are so funny.
I mean, seriously, like that's the only way we can meet people in 2020 right now. Like, I mean, I was like really trying to think about, like, oh man, like damn it, I'm getting flat at the grocery store and like everyone's looking. I even been walking slow, like Megan Thee Stallion says you're supposed to walk slow so they can catch it. I've been doing that.
Is your walk stank though?
Nah, it ain't stank.
Meg says she got a real stank walk. Like,
and look, and I don't have a reckless ass.
See, those are.
But I'm going to Mean Camp next week.
Excellent. Yes, stank walks and reckless mouths are covered on the third day.
I hate the both of you heifers. You're so damn stupid. She said, I want to meet
Oh
Cap
yeah,
next
I
week.
guess I'm
Oh my
signed up
God,
for
y'all
Sips and
hilarious.
Splits. How to heal and still be happy with Courtney.
Hey, you got a full winter curriculum coming up. Like, this is excellent class time. You're going to be getting lots of class instruction.
Oh
Big class.
yes,
starts on
it
the 10th.
does. Watch, I'm be booed up in no
Oh,
time.
God. Did you get your book material?
Dang, you know what? I want to go to some of the questions that Damo has submitted because I know we're getting close to our hour mark, but I want to at least ask one of these questions.
Let's get it.
Okay, so one of these she had sent. She said, if your partner doesn't want to have children, is that a deal breaker?
Ooh.
Wait a minute, time out though. Did y'all
Right,
not have this
that's-
conversation in the beginning? Or y'all waited till y'all got together and had this conversation? Because because typically when you go on like your first 3 to 5 dates, that conversation typically comes up. So how did it not?
I guess
what I
whenever
wanna
you
know.
find out, is it a deal breaker? You know, like is that something that you're willing to bend on? I guess is the better question.
Oh, well,
y'all got into anything serious, and Allison was saying that this is the conversation you should have been having early on. It shouldn't have been, hey, we're already deep in something, but it depends on you. If you wanted children, and then all of a sudden it's the old switcheroo of, oh no, I didn't, then yeah, that's a problem. But also one of the things that I'm thinking of as well is that some people will stay not caring, thinking that, oh, well, I can change your mind. Please don't be the sucker that believes you can change somebody's mind. Please do that. Take these people. When people tell you what they want, when people tell you who they are, please believe them and go on with your life. Please don't think that, man, you know what? I really like Tashi so much, but you know, she says she doesn't want babies, but I'm gonna keep trying to, you know, finesse my way into having a baby. Don't do it. Be a backfire for you, and if God help you if they end up pregnant and it happens, then now it's an issue for that child. Like, back away. There are enough people who want the things that you want if you are willing to search for them, which I think laziness is part of the reason that we don't get there. Like, you know what? This dating scene is shit. I get it. And you don't want to keep having to traverse through all the wreckage of these lost souls that are in the dating pool. I understand, but it's something that has to be done. So we can't go cutting corners trying to meet people or find the right person and just saying, all right, well, this will do, and I'm going to impose what I want on them and assume that that's it. So, yeah, if people don't want the things that you want, all of that shit's a deal breaker. Just get out.
Yeah,
I agree. What do you think, Damo? Oh, I guess she's
in the dead zone again.
Oh no.
Y'all, we gotta get better signals.
Yeah, we lost Tony.
Yeah, but we're gonna keep it moving. Another question she has submitted is,
if they don't have kids together, no.
Okay.
I don't think it's necessary. What do y'all have to talk about? Y'all reminiscing? No, motherfucker, you gonna reminisce on what we did last Saturday.
Hey, I agree.
No, I don't.
What do you?
That.
What do you think, Shavon?
Well, my question was going to be, again, what was the nature of their relationship and what was the breakup? Because the reason I say that is I have, and this is an exception, not a rule, but a situation where this was a couple and one of them was homosexual and was dating someone under the, like, in the guise of being a heterosexual couple. And when this person finally decided to live their truth, it was a, hey, you know what, I'm gay, you know, I know this is upsetting to you, but are you cool with, and after the heterosexual member of the couple came to terms with it, they continued on as friends. So if it's a situation like that, where now it's like you're operating more as siblings, or even though you did technically date or maybe even had a physical relationship, I'm probably not going to sweat it. But what we're not going to do is y'all were exes and we're real tight and now y'all play cousins. No, we're not Yeah.
See, but see, okay, I do agree with what you
Right.
said, Shavon, but
That's
that's
what
a
I
rare
said. That's
story.
the
That is not common. So in situations like that, okay, yeah, I'm gonna give you that. But if you're telling me y'all dated for 4 years and then y'all broke up just because y'all couldn't get along for whatever reasons, y'all chose to go y'all separate ways, but you're telling me y'all still friends, we occasionally talk and go out and have drinks. No,
it,
it
I agree
stops
with
right
you
there.
completely because you know what? And
No.
anybody can, I was going to say, anybody can call in and challenge us right now. We're not on the radio, but, but I personally don't know anyone who keeps in contact with their exes for any reason other than that boning in glass that you break in case of an emergency. That's why they're always there. You know what? This relationship might not be working out, or we're on the fritz. You're touching and going, just kind of keeping your temperature checking, ongoing to see, like, hey, what's that relationship like? Because if it's not going where the way you think it is, and this is where you're getting your extracurriculars from. And I, without saying any names, I don't believe this person is listening anyway, but again, without saying any names, one of my guy friends keeps in contact with all of his exes. And it's an ongoing open invitation to him because one of his exes got engaged, and the boyfriend that or her fiance who she's engaged to, he seems to be everything she wants on paper, but she's not really into him like that. So where's she getting her penis from? Her ex. So these are ongoing things where, and she's not going to marry him. He didn't want to marry her. That was the deal breaker they ran into. He didn't want to get married to her. So she found somebody who would marry her, but he's not everything she wants, and she's still boning her ex. So if there is a scenario, and that's just one example, I know multiple people who do the same thing. So, like, if I heard it, or if I have a boyfriend in the future that is hanging around with an ex, no, here's what we're not doing.
Yeah, I agree. I used to say when I was younger, like, oh, that's okay, whatever, because I was friends with all my exes. I didn't really have any horrible breakups, but now that I'm 35 and it's bullshit. No, you shouldn't be talking to your ex.
I'm not friends with none of my exes.
That's
I'm not friends.
What do you think, Tony?
To my knowledge.
Oh, is Tony there?
Tony.
Yeah.
Tony.
Okay. Well, yeah, that was one of the questions that she had. So I think we're group. It's unanimous. Can't do it.
Boy, we had like a lot of agreeing tonight. I love it. Typically, we're all on the fence with each other. So this was definitely.
Can Damo hear us?
I think we overcame some issues.
No,
Damo, can you hear?
Oh,
hello.
Well,
Dominic.
I was gonna say this isn't my experience, but one of someone who I used to be friends with, she was always trying to continue to be friends with all her exes afterwards. And I always thought that it was stupid, particularly because they were just railroading her. Like, all her exes treated her like crap during their relationships. But she had this thing about people needing to be liked. And so that extension of, oh, well, I want us to be friends because I don't want it to be bad blood between us. So it's like, if it's not bad blood, then who cares? Just get on with your life. Be friends with them.
Yeah, I was like,
I know. Now I hear you. That's why I'm like, oh, this is horrible. I keep going on and off, on and off. I'm like, what did I do wrong this time? I turned the Wi-Fi off, and you say you can't hear me. Now you can't hear the other people, right?
No, I can hear everybody in here.
Well, before we round up this hour, Tony, how do you feel about dating exes or keeping in contact with your exes?
Tony, how do you feel about keeping in contact with your exes?
Only if feelings are mutual and there is no hanky-panky, okay? Because it gets messy. No hanky-panky. You can't be dipping your toe back into the pool. You are done with that pool. You got to be strictly friends, okay? Because I had that situation, and it just teases you. You got to remember yourself first, because sometimes if you kind of like, what I would say is, dip your toe back into waters you've been into, sometimes you'll mess up yourself, and then you be so hormonal or emotional later on. Because why they do this to me again?
Mm-hmm.
You already went down that road. Why are you doing that to yourself before? That's why y'all ain't together. You know what I mean? So,
Mm-hmm.
if it's meant, it will happen. Okay, but don't go for helping the situation, because sometimes that's. I think that's why I'm still single, because I was trying to hold on to something that guess what I should let go a long time ago. And, and Tasha, you know some of these
Yeah.
situations I've been in.
Yeah. And hey, I've been in those situations too. Like, it's like
Yeah,
definition of insanity.
exactly.
Like,
Keep
what the
doing it
heck?
over and over and over, trying
Jeez.
to get different results. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've
Oh
definitely
yeah.
been there.
But
I mean, well,
to
Tasha,
each
you
their
know, my
own. But
ex,
yeah,
she
it's the
recently
lesson
tried to
learned
reach
that
out
I
to me,
want to
and I
take.
just
Good.
I
blocked her.
take from every mistake or situation that I do. I want to learn from there, because you don't want to be stuck there, and keep doing the same thing over and over.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
And the other question we had asked Tony was, oh, if your partner doesn't want to have children, like, is that a deal breaker?
If we can come to a mutual, understanding. Now, if we ain't gonna have no children, and then you set me up for life, then hey, but it has to be on both sides. You gotta, if my children are gonna be, my Bentley, my Mercedes, this and that, hey, and I got a house here and there, you ain't gonna have time for no children. So I understand why. But if this person just want to be selfish and don't want to help out, I'm so sorry. Yeah, we're gonna that might be a deal breaker. But if it's kind of like when negotiating, everything's up for negotiation. It's just what you want to give up and what I want to give up. At least for me, that's
Yeah.
me.
No, yeah, I agree. If we're not
Compromise.
gonna have any kids, you definitely need a
Exactly.
fabulous
You know I
lifestyle.
love to live fabulous. Okay.
Well, there you go.
So you better come on with the
Yeah.
come on. If you want to tell me what to do, because I'm old school, I pay the cost to be the boss, and that's what I learned on my little situation. I hope they laughing, because that's old school talk. Okay.
No, that's true. That's true though. I kind of feel that way. Like it needs to. Yeah, you can't be telling me what to do when you ain't, and I ain't got no
Exactly. You gotta
Rolex.
get your Rolex.
No
Yeah.
Rolex,
You
hands,
got a
no
Rolex,
houses.
then I'll zip the lips, because my arm is too heavy. Okay, but if my
Yeah.
arm ain't too heavy, I might have to hit you a couple of times, because yeah. So
Yeah. I understand. Um, I don't know what happened to
what's
Damo. I text. I don't know what. Where's she?
I'm here.
oh
Oh,
yeah, we
I'm
we
here.
thought you
I'm here.
okay.
didn't left.
So we were asking your questions. Is
Oh, which one?
we had asked about if the no kids were a deal breaker, and everyone agrees that. Well, Tony says only if we're having a fabulous lifestyle, then it's okay. We can't have.
Yeah.
It's okay. We're not having kids. Another
Because
Yeah,
you don't have time
see,
for
she
the
said
kids.
the same
exactly
exact
because
thing. You
You
ain't
have a
got time.
fabulous
I got
lifestyle.
to deal with this house, this housekeeper, that. Hey,
and then the other one was if it was okay to talk to your ex, and we all agree like no, you can't talk to your exes. Like
yeah.
that's done.
Close the door. The door is closed.
And
Stop going.
yeah, the door is closed.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they're ex for a reason, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're ex for a reason.
And we do have her on the phone, so let's have one more of her questions. And I guess I kind of like this one. My husband's friend is flirting with me, and it's
Oh,
unsettling.
shut it
What should I
down.
do?
Ooh.
How do I
Shut it
handle this
down. Shut it
situation?
down. Shut it down. Call him out
Shoot
before
him
he
in
turn
face
back on
just
you. That's
in
all I
case.
got to say. Don't ask me how I know. Call it out. Stop it.
So let them
Yeah, you
know.
better. You
So
better.
you will let them know.
I would.
Would
I
you
would
let your
let
husband know?
my
Oh, I'm
husband know
telling.
after I've
I'm
spoken to
telling.
that person once and be like, "Look here, okay. If you don't stop this, I'm gonna tell, and it ain't gonna be pretty." Now, and if they still with that little, maybe they just don't know. Sometimes people have a flirtatious spirit or personality, and they don't know
Uh-huh.
how they coming
Uh-huh.
off. So you maybe want to give them a little side mention. Okay, here goes the flag. There goes the line. If you cross one more time, I'm gonna have to, I don't know what your husband's name is, but I'm gonna have to call Big Bruce on you, and Well, yeah, shut that down. You don't need no hanky panky now.
This man,
You newly married too?
I don't know if I would tell my husband about it because I don't want to end the friendship, but I would definitely address dude like, bro, like if you don't get your behind out of
No,
here.
you gotta tell them.
But what if his friend trying to
That's why
flip it on you?
you gotta walk that fine line. That's why I
Oh,
said,
dang.
But that's what I'm saying. I would tell just so he
got
can
the
watch his
kahunas,
friends'
go ahead and
behavior.
tell now. Run and tell that. But if you don't, then
Yeah, you're right, because he could. Maybe he's mad that I'm not taking the sexual advances or whatever. Oh, and now I get it.
Because people do that.
Yeah.
So it's like, I would rather just tell you up
That's a
front,
tricky
like,
one.
look, get your boy, because
Oh,
your
okay.
boy on something. They be like, what would you, and I would give the
And you know
example.
what? Yeah, I retract my statement because if your friend is doing that, they ain't no friend of
Exactly.
yours anyway. Yeah, they ain't no
It's
friend of you.
not.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. See, look, I'm learning,
That's
you
what this
guys.
show
I'm
is all
learning.
about.
I'm definitely telling. That's what I'm saying. I'm telling.
Yeah, I'm learning because I wouldn't have said nothing, but now I think about it. Yeah, you're right.
No, you have.
to.
When you're in a serious relationship, you have to share stuff like that only because, like, I don't know who said it, but he could possibly try to flip it on you. Now, if the friend don't even know you told, and by the time you tell your husband or boyfriend, whatever, be like, well, why is he trying to flip it? He's gonna catch on that his friend is a piece of shit. Oh well, actually the guy, because that's not your friend. So there you have
All
it.
right.
I hate this. I hope that this will never happen, but he also could be trying to test you.
Oh, that's so whack.
But they could be
It
doing
See,
is.
that because
if that's the case, then we
I'm
probably need to end it
Yes.
because
No,
hold the
that
hell
do
up.
sound
Yes.
like
because
some. Yeah.
I've tested a few people too and they
That's high
failed.
schoolish. That's
Wait. This is your
don't do that
this is
to me.
about your
I'm
husband's friend, right? This is your husband. You're talking about in a marriage, your husband's friend trying to flirt with you. The
Yes.
testing period is too
Right.
late. You should have did that before she had a ring.
But maybe he's feeling insecure for some reason. Maybe I just lost weight and got this waist snatched.
Anything
Yeah,
can
so now
happen.
he like, because sometimes your confidence in a relationship goes up and down. Like when you're in a relationship, like sometimes like you have no care in the world. Like you're like, I know my husband, my boo's not going anywhere. And then like sometimes you're like, well, what's happening over there? Like what's going on? Why is he wearing that cologne? Hey, why you have that cool part in your hair now? What's going on? You know?
Cool part in your hair.
Like I'm just saying, like it could be nothing the source. It's like he just trying to switch it up, smell different, whatever, you know, or vice versa. Now you sick of being a fat ass. Now you didn't got your body in shape just because you want to be in shape. And he's like, oh, okay, who's she doing all that for? You know, you did change your wigs up or whatever, you know. So I can kind of see that happening because everyone's not always confident. The whole ride, no way.
absolutely not.
and if you are, you're a bullshitter. You're lying. That's a lie. But I don't know.
I do have a quick question. Okay, I know we like over our time.
That's okay.
And I'm so sorry. But I just thought about it because we were having this conversation. Me and Percy was having this conversation a couple of weeks ago. Now, if none of us have been married 20 years or anything like that, but I'm guessing I just want to know how y'all would feel. You've been married to somebody for about 20 years and they cheat on you one time. Do you think you would leave that person or you would still try to work it out after 20 years? Would you throw the marriage away?
I would need a break.
I guess it just depends on what stage I am in my life, you know? Like, although I've been with him for 20 years, I could have just had a child 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just kind of depends on the stage in my life. Like, if my kids are all grown and out of the house and, you know, I'm settled in my career, you know, and things are going well for myself and I feel like I'm content with just being alone.
Well, question. Go ahead. Go ahead.
What?
I was gonna say, what was the marriage like leading up to the cheat? Because you've been together for 20 years, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a happy 20 years. Maybe this was just all right, yeah, this is my get out of jail free card. Now's the time to go. And because he cheated, give me some money. So
let's assume it was happy.
Okay.
Like it decided to come out of left field.
Yeah. It was just, I don't know, maybe it was like he went out on a trip with the guys. Like they went to so-called Brazil.
Oh,
and
shit, if I'm in
stepped
Brazil, I'm Nah, I'm playing.
Okay.
I mean,
Y'all
I'm just
telling some
saying.
truth
everybody
Like
tonight.
you
here is
said,
pretty good
Brazil, like
looking in Brazil. I mean, there's people in
hey,
Brazil.
I mean,
You
hey,
say
They are.
everybody
They
human.
are. They are. I mean, I don't know.
yeah, I mean, come on,
And see,
when in Rome.
that's the thing. I guess
Oh,
that's
oh, you go to Brazil, everybody's human, but so if she was just an
okay.
American
I need a
down the
break.
street,
I need
then
a
it's
whole
over.
break. If it's
Is that what you
Nancy
said?
from accounting, I need a break.
That's too close to home. That's too close to home. I get that. I get that.
I
Uh,
hate y'all. I
See,
swear.
I'm
Tonight was
just
just not
saying.
it. She said
Yeah,
Nancy
that
from
bitch.
I
I need a break.
understand that. I understand that. Now, if it is just like, okay, he just went on a trip and, you stepped out, that's fine. But just knowing myself, if he tells me honestly and says, hey, you know what, Shavon, we have the perfect marriage. I love you, but we went down to Brazil a month ago and this has been weighing on me. I stepped out and I smashed a little something while I was there. But it was only a one-time thing, in and out. Okay, cool. However, I'm going to be looking for my own personal hall pass. Like, if I look the other way,
Oh my God!
I get really scared.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of equality. And you know how I feel about the whole cheating thing. I say, cheat on him, sis. Like, it's not because I'm okay with cheating. It's that I want there to be like no double standard. Give me the same level of consideration that you get. So if I'm willing to say, all right, yeah,
Yeah.
you had this pass with this Brazilian chick that's a million miles away and she doesn't impact our family or the life we have, that's cool. Let me get one of those too. Because, I mean, we all do girl trips. In this scenario, I envision I feel like how to sell my bikini, so I'm about to go rock something. Like, let me go find get my groove back in Jamaica or something,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but seriously talking, like one time, I probably won't get divorced over that. But I probably would need a break though, for real. Just a little break. You gotta feel bad about it. I gotta rub it in, put some salt in the wound a little bit, Yeah. Yeah, I don't need mean camp for that. Like I have that in me. But I wouldn't divorce you now. Because the fact that you told me like about it, you feel bad
gosh.
about it, I'm not one to make people feel like you already feel bad about it.
Oh no, that's not enough. Like, I feel really bad.
Does he really feel bad about it, or does he feel guilty?
That's not the same. Feeling bad and guilty ain't the same. I thought it was the same. Oh. Hey, I'm learning things. I feel like guilty and bad.
Him feeling guilty is having that on his conscience. Like he has to tell you because he sees you every day at home and he knows that he just smashed this Brazilian babe, like babe, hot, and he has to tell you. He feels guilty, like he has it on his conscience. He has to tell you because you're his wife over 20 years.
He feel bad, guilty and bad, same thing.
But
to me.
But
okay, I'm gonna talk to you.
Situation to that. That'll help him be a little bit more honest and upfront because guilt ain't gonna make most people tell the truth. That's why we have jails. But if he catches like a disease or something, then that's when you make
See,
that
I told
decision.
y'all. Now every time I
everybody makes a
mention the
mistake.
orange
You
jumpsuit,
you
y'all
might
want to
have made a
hate me.
mistake that guess what he just didn't know about, and you didn't tell him your guilt thing. You was like, hey, that was back in the past, and you had moved on. That was 15 years ago. Now here you 20 years, and he made a mistake. So you might be more willing, but if there's a disease or some situation or a baby, oh Lord.
Oh yeah, now that's a whole different story. Now if it's a whole,
yeah.
Now if De La Sucia has a whole baby, then okay, I'm gonna have to divorce you because now you're putting my body at risk, man. You mean you ain't strapped up? Oh no, come on now. Yeah. No, but just a little slip up. Like I'm gonna assume you use the condom. I don't want to think about it, But a baby, I think I would have to exit stage left. Yeah, because
I mean, baby,
that's foul.
At that point, you do file for a divorce. Like you move out that night. At that point, it's nothing else to talk about. Cause it's just that's disrespect on so many
Yeah.
different levels.
It's a tough one. I mean, that's a tough one. Like, night, yeah. I would need a break. I'm gonna stick with breaks. I need a break.
I would need a break
Treating
from
this like a
my past.
cigarette.
Oh well, it's
I
over
need
for
to
me.
smoke
But
break.
yeah, I just wanted to ask.
Yeah. I try. I mean, because I really truly. I guess I got
her
a question for you
15-minute
guys. Like, do
break.
you guys believe that people have the ability to change?
Yeah,
No.
but it don't happen overnight.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
they
So
can change,
that's
most
why
definitely.
So,
I always say breaks, because I really truly believe that people can change. Because I've changed.
right. So
Yeah, I think so.
if you don't think people can change, then why?
That's what I said. I'm like, people can
Why
change.
the
They
break?
usually don't. But
For
that, I mean,
me,
this is a.
I don't know if
I
somebody
guess
else is
that's
talking,
the
but
difference
for
in
me,
that's
I would need a longer break. But you really have to show me that you have changed. Like you got, like it's gonna be some. You got to earn that trust back. Because once you break it, it's like do you ever really trust somebody who stole $20 from you? Probably not, because you stole
exactly.
$20 from me. If I put $100 down, you gonna take that. If I have 50, you gonna take that. Like, come on now, like if I got $1 around, I'm like, wait, let me put that up. So and so around. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's always gonna be in the back of your head. We can always, and I am working on this, so y'all pray for me. And I try to forgive, but I really can't forget. I know so and so did that to me, and I forgive you. I try to see your head, not your heart. But
Oh,
Tony's
that's
still
me all
gonna be
day.
like, watch that one, because that one get a little sloppy drunk, okay? Or the so and so that, hey, he got
Mm-hmm.
loose lips, or hey, he can't keep it in his motherfucking pants. He think he Papa was a Rolling Stone. But every place where he laid his head, he had a home.
Yeah.
Okay, we got time for that. I'm just saying. But that's just me. But I'm a work in progress. I'm not perfect, and no one else is. So that's when you like, you give somebody that chance, you know. So that's he he or she must
Yeah.
look motherfucking fine. That's all I got to say. Ooh, can I say this? Is this a children's show? Oh Lord. Uh,
Yeah. Oh no, it's
oh
not.
Lord.
No, no.
Oh,
I
okay.
dropped the
Oh
F
yeah,
bomb
Well,
yeah.
I'm just
earlier.
saying, he or she
As
has to
much
be
stuff we
looking
all been
so
doing,
fine that
please.
guess what? You can overlook that, because I think that has a lot to if I'm going to forgive this person and where you are in your life. If you're willing to restart and go on these dating apps, because trust me, I be swiping left to the right, and I'm like, man, can I find somebody? Like everybody says, you a gold man. You have a good job. You live in the heart of Boys Town, and da. I'm like, yeah, but I can't find no one. I was finding it easier when I did live here. Now I live right here and can't get nobody. Like, well, I get them, but then they got some situations. And with COVID, you gotta be very particular. With who extremely
Yes.
particular. I'm so picky. It's like I'm a pretty boy from next door. Like, no, I'm so sorry. Like, you gotta give me some more receipts, and I need your COVID test too, and need your I need your W-2. Need to know you have
Oh
a
my
job, and I need
god.
to know that you pay your rent too, because you ain't moving on up in here. This is not a lesbian situation. I'm so sorry.
Mm.
Yeah, we ain't doing that. But but hey, teach their own. But hey, I know it's easier to say like now when you're like not in that moment or in that predicament. I guess it has to. It's a lot of key things that play in it. Do I really love this person? How long I've been with that person? Do I have a disease? Do you think I can trust this person again? Because trust me, that first time they go out and they go rogue, you're gonna be on them like white on rice. Where you going? Who you going to see? Who gonna be there? FaceTime me.
Oh wow, FaceTime. Yeah, you gotta let that
Well, no,
shit
I
go
was
if you
thinking
gotta
that
do
too. It's
all
funny you
that.
mentioned that, because I was saying if I do jump back in the whole digital dating world, that's one way you could start off. Like, okay, now we like each other, we exchange numbers, we should FaceTime a few times before we decide to go out in public. Just because of COVID, that's what I was thinking.
Well, you
Yeah,
I agree with that. Yeah,
yeah.
I
gonna
agree with
have
that.
to, because if y'all both get
Well, oh,
COVID, y'all gonna
sorry,
be
get my phone
quarantining
cut out
together. So
again.
you better
My
make sure you
apologies.
like the person.
Oh man. Well, I mean, I don't want to, keep you guys. I could talk about relationships all day, and I don't want to. Yeah, people got
I
to.
know we can, but I guess we have what, a
Yes,
part two next week.
absolutely. And I guess I wanted to end the show. I was gonna switch it up instead of like shameless plugs. How about we give a high and our highs of the week and what we're looking forward to next week
Oh, Tasha, can I
or
go
this week?
first?
Come ahead.
Okay, I have a high
Yes, yes,
that,
yes,
oh
yes.
Lord, yesterday I get a call from one of my assistant managers. I'm like, oh Lord. He's like, are you at home? I'm like, okay, fine. Normally he bring me something at home. I'm like, okay, it must be a good thing because he's bothering my day off. Okay, and so I'm like, okay, fine. Um, okay, I go out there. He all digging in his car. He about to pull out this piece of paper. I'm like, no, this fool is not about to give me his resignation letter in front of my house in his car. And I'm like in like I got shorts and flip flops. I'm like, I ain't about to be out here. And then I start reading the piece of paper, and it's like, oh, it is it's a thank you card and appreciation. They had 2 bottles of rosé in there. I said, those fools know me. I was like, I was about to kick him in his throat.
Oh,
Cause I'm like, don't you dare give me no resignation letter in my own house. So you can wait for that when I get back to work. But no, they were real nice. So that was a half for me because no, not that many times people do nice things for me. But so but that was my high.
That was nice. And what are you looking
Oh, I'm
forward
looking
to
forward
this
to
week?
some more appreciation coming around here. I'm like, y'all buy me another,
oh
I like
wow, I
vodka
love
too,
it,
Tito's.
love it, love it, love
You
it.
know, oh Lord, that's a shameless plug. But
Tito's.
if they want to sponsor me, go ahead and you can find me. I'm just joking. Anyway, but no. Yeah.
Hey, I like Tito's
Yeah, but you
when I
said you
was
might jump on the
drinking.
wagon, But when you come to Club
Yeah, I need a
Toti, we will
party.
take your temperature and also we ask you a health screening, and then you come in. But the cover is $25 though. But I'm so sorry, COVID times, you got to keep the lights on. Right?
That's
Hey,
so
I,
funny.
I, I got my 25 ready. Okay, who's next?
Well, I don't have any highs or lows, so I'm just gonna say my high for the week was this fantastic show tonight. I really enjoyed myself. I'm looking for the show next week, part
Yay!
2.
Next.
I'll hop on it.
Shavon, Damo,
You,
anybody?
Damo, you about to go? All right. Well, my high for
Go
this
ahead.
week
You can.
was exercising my right to vote, and I'm officially registered as a Texan. And this was my first Texas election that I got to vote in. And I'm looking forward to, in the upcoming week, all the numbers of everyone who voted. So everyone, please get out there and do it. But I'm also hosting a voting results watch party on the 3rd as well. It's not really so much about the socialization. It's just that I wanted people to have it in the forefront that I wanted them out and voting. So I'm very much looking forward to that and seeing if Texas is going to become a blue state as well, which would change a lot of things. So that's something I'm looking forward to.
Oh, okay. All right. And how about you, Damo?
My high is me actually walking into my house
Not
and eating a
not
meal
from
that my
no
Ooh.
one
husband
else.
cooked.
Are you
So
not
I get
from
to cook
anyone else?
tonight. So that's my high. Not from no one else.
Oh,
no.
oh,
No.
oh.
Exactly. With your husband,
Yeah,
he
Yes,
came
something
I'm
home to
else.
you to
still
eat.
going to
Remember?
enjoy it. But
That's
Exactly.
she said she's gonna enjoy it.
I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna eat it. But I don't really have
I didn't ask about
I
lows either though.
was
I'm
wondering
Yeah,
sounding
what
so
you
that's
were
sounding
for
going to
next
say.
week. What
sympathetic.
you looking forward to next week? You gotta expect it.
next
You gotta
week.
expect something good to happen. It's gonna happen.
I don't know. I guess
Hmm.
I'm just looking forward to a good work
Nice.
week. Yeah, I'm looking forward to a good work week, with my team. Last week was nice, it was fun. Oh,
Oh.
my one of my directs actually invited me over to his house for tacos and wine
Hmm.
last week, so that was really nice. The whole team invited me over, so that was really nice. So I
Hmm.
guess just being around my team, I enjoy it.
That's
I
good.
enjoy my team. So
It's good to be with people you like. You guys are my coworkers. So that's my high of the week. My high of the week is, you guys working with me on the positive vibe enthusiast, because I am self-employed and I
Oh
don't
Lord.
have coworkers anymore. Yes, and I miss
Well, you can have
coworkers.
mine. Okay.
So,
Oh my, they're an overrated
I
experience.
bet you do.
and I look forward to doing this again
Oh.
next week. That's what I look forward to. It's the first of the month. Oh, and happy birthday, Shavon, early. I know we're celebrating all week, all
Yeah.
month long, you said. So we will say this
Happy
again
birthday,
next week and
Shavon.
the
Happy
week after that,
Yes,
birthday.
All
until we
right.
can't say it
yes,
anymore.
yes.
All right, you guys have a good
All
night.
right
Thank you
then.
so much. And I hope y'all have an awesome week ahead.
Yeah.
You
Good
too.
night,
Hope everybody
everybody.
have a safe and blessed
Good
week.
night.
Talk to y'all
Good
next
night.
week.